Hey everyone, I'm Ellen here at etrailer.com, and today we're going to be taking a look at the SeaSucker Fly Rod Holder. This helps to transport your fly rod while you're getting out on the water and gives you a nice place to hold that so it's not rolling around in your truck or your vehicle that you're transporting or on your boat. So it can attach to all kinds of surfaces as long as it's non-porous or relatively smooth. Metal, glass, fiberglass, anything that has a pretty smooth texture to it should be able to work with this guy. The way it mounts is by using a vacuum cup, and that's a really nice system over a traditional suction cup that just kind of sticks in place and you kind of hope that it stays there. With this, it's going to stick, but then you're going to pump out the air so it creates that vacuum seal to your mounting surface. So it holds really, really well. It's very strong. It's pretty impressive. So let's take a closer look at how that works. I've got my little plexiglass table for demonstration purposes. Now the manufacturer recommends that you wet this cup with just some plain water. I'm going to skip that step just for time's sake and also so I'm not getting water everywhere in my studio. But it does help to create the initial seal and also make it easier to remove whenever that comes about. But I'm just going to skip that for now. I would highly suggest that you don't skip it whenever you're actually using it. But I'm going to put that in place, and then the way we're going to pump out the air is by pressing down on this pump until that orange band is completely gone, so we don't see it anymore. So you'll just kind of press to create the initial force, and then you should see that cup kind of expand out and flatten down. And once that little orange piece is no longer visible, we know that we have a good seal on our surface. So that's really solidly on there. It's not going anywhere. I can't twist it at all or pull it off. It has a pull strength of 120 pounds, so that's how much force it would take to rip this off of the surface. And the load capacity that they suggest is about 40 pounds for this size cup, so it should be a good enough amount of weight to hold up your fly rod. The one thing is that they do not recommend that you use this for trolling or for troll fishing. It could maybe damage the surface you have mounted it to, just because this is holding with so much force that if that line starts to yank out, it could potentially damage your fly rod or cause damage to the surface you have mounted to if it just gets wrenched really quickly. So not for troll fishing. Some people do like to troll fish with their fly rod. This is more just for a transport. So it holds really securely. As you can see, requires no tools to get that installed, just a little bit of water you can dump out from your water bottle, wet the thing, or use a spray bottle, whatever you've got on hand. Dunk your hand into the water where you're fishing, smear it on there, and you're pretty much good to go. As far as the size for this, it's about 9 3/4 inches from top to bottom. And then the depth, so from the mounting surface to the furthest edge, it's about 4 inches whenever it's uninstalled, so it's a little bit sleeker than that or a little bit thinner than that whenever the cup has fully depressed down onto the mounting surface. And then the width going from the edge of our cup to the outer edge of the button there whenever it's out is about 5.5 inches. So that's the longest or the biggest that this can be. So for storage purposes or just to know how much room you need to have around it whenever you're getting it mounted, those are going to be the numbers to worry about. The cup diameter when it's uninstalled is about 4.5 inches in diameter. Whenever it's fully installed, it does kind of spread out a little bit, and it's closer to about 4 7/8 inches in diameter. But it's a nice, soft, rubbery cup. It's not going to cause any damage to the surface you mount it on. And again, it's going to hold really securely on there. And as far as the weight for the actual holder, it's about 1.5 pounds. It is made out of a hard plastic, so it's going to be really lightweight, but still pretty durable. It has a limited lifetime warranty, and it is made in the USA. As far as the inner diameter, or how big around it is, it's about 1 3/4 inches at the very, very most. Here at our little channel where it's cut out, it's about 1 1/8. So as long as your fly rod is below 1 3/4 inches, I'd say it's actually a little bit closer to 1 5/8. It's just a hair shy of 1 3/4 inches in that inner diameter. So as long as you're under that number, you should be fine as far as fitting that in there. This notch cutout is about 6 3/8 inches long. And then this little bevel here, it's about 1 3/4 inches. So I hope that helps in deciding if this is going to fit your assembly. It does come with a little bit of lubricant to keep that mechanism working well over time, and also to keep that cup supple. You'll also want to put this little cover over that cup to keep it nice and clean and to keep it from drying out and cracking over time whenever you put it in storage. To remove this, it's also pretty easy. You'll have these 2 little tabs on either side of that cup. So if you press on those, it should release. This is the moment when having that water on the cup makes a big difference, because I usually have to struggle with this to get it off of there. But basically you're just trying to break the seal, and once it's broken, that orange collar pops out, just like you saw, and it still might be holding on there, but now you can usually turn it or move it around to break that seal and actually remove it all away. But that's pretty much going to do it for our look at the SeaSucker Fly Rod Holder. I hope this video has been helpful in deciding if this is the right piece for you. We do have another fishing rod holder that's a little bit more closed up. It doesn't have this big notch in the front, so if you want that one, you can find that here at etrailer.com, along with a lot of other SeaSucker accessories. They've got all kinds of cool stuff for transporting all kinds of gear. So check them out right here at etrailer.com, and thanks for watching.